Welcome to Biomutant. Feels good on you? Beefed up. Whatever you do, do it right, or don't do it at all. You made it to the quarrel spot. You've got to hate what the fighting's done to it.
Swing, crack!
Down is easy. Up is the hard bit. This box once tailed a chugger-chugger. Now it's just off track. Heroes inspire in a way nothing else can. The spent nuclear fuel that Toxanol dumped in the surf had detrimental effects on the marine habitats, while the overflowing landfills contaminated the groundwater. He's helped Out of Date to get the Ark hardware restored. There's just some wiring left to do before the vessel's ready for takeoff. He just needs to reroute the excessive high spark to run through the proper plug in the system so it won't break the path if it blows. Gizmo isn't sure you'll need to make use of the Ark, though. It looks like your efforts to save the tree and the world are paying off. He knows your good-hearted nature means you won't leave him behind, but you need to work on yourself if he's going to be isolated with you in the Ark. There are things you don't see eye to eye on. It's not that he doesn't care about others, but the fact that the Ark only has 4 extra seats means you have to be picky when choosing company.
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next. There's a seat open on the Ark should you want to offer it as a gesture of appreciation.
Why? You don't need anyone else but yourself and me, of course, but I'm a part of you, so that doesn't count.
If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go further, go together. The only one we'd want to get away quickly from here is darkness.
But you know you can't go on without me. Even if I'm bad company, I complete you.
I think we can finally agree on something. It is better to be alone than in bad company. But best of all is being good company yourself.
He's been thinking this whole thing with the Ark through and has decided he won't be joining you. First off, he isn't 100% sure he's got the wiring right, and really, he doesn't think he can stand being in that enclosed space with you for long. Gizmo will always make time for you. Says that sometimes it's good to question the belief of others, like you do with the Lotus tribe. Says you'll see each other later. He doesn't regret rejecting his seat on the Ark. He's prepared for whatever the world has in store for him when the end comes. Gizmo will always make time for you. Wishes you goodbye. Let's see. Every day comes with a new chance to save the world. This corner of the world is called Bricktown. Never thought I'd see a clothes soaker from the long gone again. It's an up cleaner of unwash, the clean-cut way to unstain garb. You need to get the pegs lined up to get the clothes soaker rolling. You really put a spin on it. Let's see. It's Peekaboo Park. Young ones love this sort of place. Amazing to see so much happening today. Those skulls aren't going to crack themselves. This one seems to be in good has heard that you have a sense, asks you to do the right thing for the sake of, is grateful you chose that. You can't.
Come toward the light.
Slow down. Why would you rush in?
When you see what you want, why wait?
Well, what about being careful?
Pah! Poppycock! Full speed ahead!
That there's Subnautica Station. Goop flounders around in there. Ah, these islands are gorgeous. Says there's an interesting place nearby that no one knows about, but doesn't really want to talk about it right now. Needs a logical reason to reveal the secret. Says it's hard to keep a secret from someone as smart as you. Might as well tell you where the place is, as you'll figure it out eventually. Says you seem like a type of person who'd fit right in here. Says talking to you was interesting. Let's see. Says it's good to see you again. He's Goop. You might remember him from the old days when he tried to teach you how to swim. Goop says you were always so righteous as a child, and he can still feel it, even at a distance. Goop says memories fade surprisingly fast. We are all pieces of what we remember. It's only together we can remember the story as it was. He recalls you wouldn't put in the time required to learn how to swim. He bets you regret that now. He understands you've returned to face Lupa Lupin. That's the destiny you've been carrying within yourself all these years. He says that the catastrophe back then didn't fall. The time has come for you to remember and act. Your life is your life, not the story you're told about it. He understands why you seek revenge, but he doesn't think you realize how that'll make you feel once you claimed it.
Bam! The dark wins again. Right? Right?
That's right! Think! The right thing is right there!
Oh, shut that light off, would you?
Makes me feel brighter by the second.
Don't doubt yourself. That's what light is for.
Can hardly believe the world is going to make it. Wonders what that's going to do to the goo. Thanks you for doing everything you could to de-goop the surf. Thinks the Myriad made a good match with you. You're both like sunshine on the surf. But hey, back to the goo. Knows yesterday is already gone. It's what you do today and tomorrow that'll move you forward. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the Subnautica station, as the pollution has worn down the insulation of his suit, so you must salvage enough scrap to fix up his goo glide, starting with the old wreck box outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the goo glide strong enough to fight the Porky Puff. Out of Date told him the undersurf was the epicenter of the contamination. This was where it struck hardest and inflicted the biggest change to the ecosystem. There's a lot on the line here. Seems like a sturdy rope. Batter 'em down. Can you navigate by starshine? That crack is so satisfying. Drop that one like a stone. biohazard. Makes your skin crawl. Toxanol's offshore drilling caused oily matter to spread with the rain and contaminate both the groundwater and open surf. The long-lasting effect this had on the evolution of wildlife was, as we know now, the only reason we came to exist. It's a game of life. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. He's got the goo glide functional. You'll have a pull hook and a salvage net, but no armor, and an engine strong enough to break through the thick goo further out. There's debris floating around on the surf that might be blocking your path or needs to be... Goop says Gizmo's devised a cannon for the goo glide, but instead of bullets, it flips quacks. Squeaky distractions for the triple attentive porky puff, which will give you time to get yourself in position. The best way to find quacks is to talk to Gulp. He has the bearings of the surf archipelago and knows where the quacks like to float. This means you'll have the privilege of visiting Gulp in the Sinky Dink. He'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find quacks. He only knows what's visible to the naked eye. Gulp is not much of a babbler and mostly keeps to himself and his drink. And you don't even have to feed it. Leave that ride. Lots of notices on the board for things that made sense in the days when the surf was a lot cleaner. Interesting to see what they cared about here. Wonder if any of it matters now. In the old days, this was a port for boats that went under the surf. They helped clog the surf into goo. Toxanol didn't do it on purpose, I don't think. Their machines made a mess, though, and they never cleaned up after themselves. You should be able to find a track here. Just need to keep your eyes open. You're poking around Hockbur, a prime village. Oh, wouch! Stuffed.
everyone. Come to your nest.
Says the tribe Sifu sent them here to help defend against the rival tribe that's been terrorizing their village. Isn't sure how long the village will last if it continues. As if the plague ruining the land and destroying the crops wasn't enough to bring the village to its knees already. That's what they call the blight that's been haunting the land since the old world ended in the apocalypse around here. The Sifu asked you to help, and that's what you must do. Shine's happy that the Myriad can count on a friend as bright as you. Glad you ran into Gizmo, as he can't go anywhere. So, says you covered the important things already. The Sifu asked you to help, and that... That dawn's a bit easier on the eyes. Has no doubt you've earned the trust and support of this village. Actions speak louder than words. You did good here. Is always willing to listen. You did good here. See what they might want to offer. Can't hurt to look. Wasn't worth its weight. Shook on it. What doesn't kill you? Claims to have strange things from the dead zone. Says you're in good company. Maybe get rid of some extra things? Fair trade. Looks cute. Keeps the sun out of your eyes. Scrapalicious. Broke it down into scrap. Did you hear thunder? Gun it! This here is the Sinky Dink, home of Gulp, at the very least.
Ja.
He's pretty sure he's heard of you before, although the details are maybe a little hazy. He wonders if you have something for him to drink. Guesses he does, but it's a long life in a wild world. Sometimes he's shaken, not stirred. Says you look like you've got a powerful thirst to do something in this world. Good, bad, not really sure, but it seems like you've been drinking in your destiny and liking the flavor. Wonders if you could take the time to help a man slake his own thirst. You'd be doing him a liquid solid. You're a do-gooder, so you know you want to. Either way, he hopes you find a way to wet your whistle before the world comes to an awful dry end and leaves us all thirsting for more. Says life's like a mystery drink. Sometimes it's amazing, and sometimes it's awful. But either way, you can't stop drinking till you're dead. Sure, that's the point. But you can't stop trying new ones, or life gets dull. Wants to raise a glass to you getting the world fixed up a bit. Respects how you always try to help, no matter that the world's fate is hard to swallow. Sees why you joined up with the Myriad. They like a peaceful drink, just like you. Says he sells them drinks. They mostly suck them down on their own. But who cares about them? Says you'd be as bummed out as him if you came for the hot stuff. The Glugmocker, Nimhimbibble, and his favourite radium syrup. That one's even more intoxicating now, aged in truck tankers and all. Without a drink, and radium syrup especially, he can't move, much less think, as the power of his mind is directly proportional to the quantity of syrup he swigs. That's why he's called Gulp. The drink helps him forget the state the world is in, but it only lasts until tomorrow. The world is still doomed, even if the sun goes up. Says that's what gives your internals such a great glow. He wants you to know he has other interests, too. He's the Surf Epelago's self-proclaimed ornithologist, for example. There are other ways than a cold drink to relieve stress, even in these dark times, and, fortunately for you, he can help. Watching pippies flap is calming, but better yet are the ones you can look at and touch, like quacks. Squeezing them is a great way to relax. Says he read that in an old world book. It means you're an expert of all living things that flap and tweet. Says you should hit the Gnote pen and introduce yourself to Nocco. Understands you. Let's see. Keep your head on a swivel. The Quack Hollow. It's just lonely. There are places a Googlide can't go. Bolted shut. It's time for an adventure, for good or bad. Hope that was a bad guy. That's sure to be useful. Use a machine gun when shooting in the dark. That's just awful. Watch your step around it. Sing. That's not too bad. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Gun it and go. This is the only way to Google-eyed. Leave it behind. That's some good e-waste there. Hey, you could probably make something glossy with plastic scrap. Gulp says he'll bibble anything once, as long as it's drinkalicious, even rocket fuel. He once mixed up some tankers and drank that. It was a real lift-off. That leads him to the bottom of that particular bottle. Radium syrup. If only he could find a tanker truck to empty. He's not in a state to go looking, so he's counting on you to help. Go find him a tanker truck and bring back some of that precious radium syrup. Please. Thinks you're not the only one who... What were we talking about again? Beats floating on a wheel tube. Sometimes what you'll see doesn't feel real until it brings you back to that particular moment, like stepping into a time machine. It's hard to shake these memories and their accompanying feelings. Our brains play tricks on us, so it will take effort to avoid them. However, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. I was wondering when you'd recall how to spring the automaton air gliders. The warmth just goes right to your toesies. Shopperias like that used to have tons of things for sale, but most of it has gone missing over time. This gutway has centuries of old waste. Seems sturdy enough. Swish crack! What a great sound! Up for grabs. All sorts of creepy things live down here. Critical. Totem. Tickety-tock, no daylight left to waste. Lit up! Flex those smart muscles and open the hatch. That should be enough glow juice for two. Night gives you relief from the day. Pull, go on. Complains that it's hard living in a world where everything's falling apart. If it wasn't for the work of Pebble, lots of parts of the world would be cut off. No one builds climby racks like him. Says he's a high climber who builds bridges and zip lines. Thinks Pebble doesn't spend much time in level lands. To find him, you should look for steep places. Maybe he can show you some new paths he built. Thinks you'd be as much a legend as him then. So many different creatures live in this part of the world. Much better than before. Dismounted. Gulp says he wants to take you with him on a super funny happy slide. Sharing is caring, and one drink for two is just right. Gulp says seeing your face is like seeing his own reflection at the bottom of a glass. It never gets old. He's been looking forward to a rendezvous, and it's on you to make it happen. There's even a chance the syrup is more intoxicating now from being aged in a radiated tanker. He's sure there are even more tanker trucks with radium syrup out there waiting to be emptied. Blesses your heart for doing your part. Cheers when you're here.
There's a bright day coming!
Hey, that's going to get you burned.
The only one getting burned around here is you.
That stings.
Oh, do you want some first aid for that?
Gulp says drinking shouldn't keep you from thinking. He wonders what's on your mind. If the jumbo puff isn't stopped, the tree of life will be splinters. Understands you have things to do. Gulp says drinking shouldn't keep you from thinking. Will be around when you return. There are things out there waiting for you. Gulp thanks you, says a drink or two won't do any harm. He refuses to drink alone. You're his friend now. Gulp says he just can't get enough of that crunky syrup. It's so refreshing. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
He really appreciated that you shared a drink with him. You took a risk and deserve a reward. So he intends to keep the promise he gave you when you first met. He's got a few things, you see, that no one else has. Says that drinking alone is so miserable. It's really the only way to be. Gulp says he's heard a juicy rumor that you found an ark. He wonders what kind of drinks that might inspire. Says he's happy for you, even if it means he might lose his thirstiest customer. Hard to know what you'd do with an ark if the world survives, but maybe that's why it's still here, right? Says he's ready to toast your effort to keep the world juicy. It's drink-worthy either way. Wants to know if you might want a master blender along on your ark trip.
So, What we have here is an opportunity to help your next. There's a seat open on the ark should you want to offer it as a gesture of appreciation.
Why? You don't need...
If you want to go...
But you know you can't go...
Cannot believe you chose him to go along. Says he's going to come up with a glorious new drink for your trip. It's hard to understand the guzzle, but it's something about Flip-Flop the Flip-Flops and not getting sauced. Says you should take care. Promises he'll be there for the blast-off. Drinks all wet and ready. It's hard to understand the guzzle. Worth looking at. Nice not to have that around anymore. Didn't need that anyway. A sealed deal. Hope you enjoy the rain. No one can swim this fast. Sometimes you gotta paddle on your own. Asks you to check out the wares. Says this is the go-to place if you like a good deal. Says you used to be able to find bleep bleeps whenever you liked. They heard there's a cupboard where you can find all the bleep bleeps you'd want. Just imagine having all those bleep bleeps in your hands. Thinks they're electronic gadgets of all sorts. Really? Thinks that cupboard might not be easy to find, but that's why it's still there, right? Just find it and grab all the bleep bleeps you can carry. Better those bleep bleeps wind up with you than in the wrong hands. Figures they're better with you than with anyone else. never need to not swim again. That's enough quacks to sustain the Googlide flipper with infinite ammunition. Goop says he was there when the Pt.5 took Out-of-Date's leg, so this World Eater has made it personal. After that, Out-of-Date started using his head instead of his legs and came up with the plan on how to best make a stand against the World Eaters, and it wasn't by foot. He seems happy to talk. Untended, the world will go under with time. Says he seems happy to talk. Rev it up and let it fly. Feel that thing thrum? Whoa, that's some scronky metal scrap there. Time for a wave ride, I think. See that broken boat over there? Looks like it still floats. Crack that skull. Tapped hard. If a story is about you, care for it. See that plastic scrap over there? Might not need that now, but you will later. Figures most maybe don't have a good reason to get up, what with the world ending and all. They have a pal who needs help waking up their whole crew, though. Not sure why they're having so much trouble, but it's a real problem. Hope they're okay. Heard they banged on pots, shook them, screamed at them. Nothing worked. Says to head out that way, and you should find the friend. They can show you the sleepers. You might have to do more than shout at them. They're down hard. Without your help, though, they'll probably sleep themselves dead. Figures if you can't do it, they're dead for sure. Glad to see you stopped keeping to yourself and are actually helping these days. Hopes to see you again soon. Asks you to do the is.
That's so bright!
Seriously, you like the shine?
You just don't want anyone to get a good look at you.
Dark is stylish.
Lie to yourself all you like, darling.
What a find! Small parts with great value. Just what you were looking for. Just stay on the rope. It's all about destiny. Yours, mine, the entire world's. Not a good place to dance. The gooing of the water in the ground is spreading. If you close your eyes hard enough to react. So, you remembered the automaton's power-up feature. That's a boost. You always find good use for things like that. This ride could spin like a top. You've been working out. It's the Pt.5 nibbling bark. It took quite a liking to the crunchy stuff after munching down out-of-date's leg. Hook the boom ball and tow it beneath the puff. Unleash the quacks. Ain't that cute? The tubing playing with quacks. change. Don't let this opportunity slide. He thanks you for dealing with another World Eater. You're halfway there. He's got word out of date spotted Lupin and has a feeling your time has come. He hopes you're up for it. Even though you're good-hearted, you shouldn't miss this opportunity to confront the predator. Just head back to the foot of the tree. Fingers crossed Lupin will stay put until you're there. Got word you found the greatest glider of all, an Ark, and it's all good to go. Can't imagine how that would feel, to zoom so fast. Funny that you found an Ark when you don't need to go anywhere in it. The world's still going to be here. Proud of you for thinking about helping before escaping, either way. Wonders if there are any open seats left in that fancy Ark glider of yours.
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next. There's a seat open on the Ark should you want to offer it as a gesture of appreciation.
Why? You don't...
If you want...
But you know you can...
Feels thrilled to snag a seat in your Ark. Can't wait to glide through the skies. Goop knows he's repeating himself, but can't help talking to you. Says it seems like you're good-hearted. Wonders what kind of good you'll get up to today. Hopes to see you again soon. Says he'll see you at the Ark. Just wants one last chance to say goodbye to the goo. Goop knows he's repeating himself, but can't understands you have. You really need to go see Out of Date. Embrace the day. That's a hope hall. Some used to go there every week to join hands and hope together. Not so much hope to go around these days. Spin that stick. Sock it to him. Super effective. This one seems to be in good spirits, despite being left here for dead. Has heard that you have a sense of compassion and asks you to do the right...
Love to see you shine on.
No one likes Perky. Perky's so uncool.
The night may be cool, but you sure ain't.
I am too cool.
If you have to tell people you're cool, you're not.
Go on, catch it. This mount has quite a bounce to it. Wonders at how you think you might actually do some good in this world. Says you should take care. Yuck! Biohazard. Sickening. Give it a little pat. Go on. Ah, plastic scrap like that always comes in handy. Let's see. Out of Date says the time has come for you to reconcile with your past. Lupa Lupin is still staying in the camp where he was brought up. He hopes you'll find the answers you are looking for there. Even though darkness is a part of your nature, he suggests you try to keep your cool, as the best fighter is never angry. He'll point you in the right direction, but the rest is up to you. This part of the journey is one you'll have to do on your own. Lupa Lupin's camp has always been there, hidden deep inside the mountains. Out of Date hopes you'll find your way and the answers you were looking for once you're there. He knows he said it before, but the time has come to put an end to the Lupin's reign of terror. You should get over there. Come face to face with destiny. It's going to be you against the Lupin. No rules. He's happy to help. Says you should. You already missed the sky, don't you? Lupin's camp has always been there, hidden deep inside the mountains. Tread carefully here. This is Lupin's camp. You're here for a reason. It's up to you to figure out what that is. Lupin says he's been looking forward to this moment. He wanted you to come here and see for yourself where it all started. He was so little when your mother and kin came here to put an end to his mother just because she was different, a hunter. That night, the hunter became the hunted, trapped with nowhere to run. He says your mother showed no mercy, only vengeance. He can see that you're not like your mother. There's something different about you. Maybe you would have made a better decision than she did. And let them be. They orphaned him, left him alone, an outcast and a freak. Lupin says he's been reliving the moment every night since then. He says your mother and her disciples started something that couldn't be undone. They created the monster he would become. He knew his time would come, and he was patient. So, when he got news about your birth, he knew how to get revenge that would last. No. That's why he spared you that night he raised the village when you were a child. He wanted you to suffer for life, like he had. He marked you for life, so he'd recognize you when you met again, and you'd eventually remember where you came from. His hunger grew insatiable over the years to come. He tried, but being vegetarian wasn't in his nature, and he couldn't go hungry. But he's never taken a life for the sake of appetite. It's always been about survival, and that our true self is being who we are. A deep look into nature will make you understand everything better, and that natural selection eliminates, and the strongest survive. Fate is for those too weak to determine their own destiny, and now the time has come for you to accept yours. Swing it like an axe. got a good grip on that beastie? Excellent. A plan is all you need. It's a ride, not a friend, right? Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy. He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Noko in the east. Out of Date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Noko. He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Noko and making sure she gets what she needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date was spot on. The hoof puff needs to be stopped. Out of Date says that Noko is worried now that the Eastern World Eater is stepping up its activity. He explains that Noko keeps a fabled steed that she has planned to ride out to the World Eater, but needs help to get it prepared. Out of Date suggests that you should head east as fast as possible and see what you can do to help. He's happy to help. Wouldn't be so... Try to be friends with the beast. This is Dixie's goods. There's an outfitter and an upgrade bench dangling in that little blimp. Let's see. Shopkeeper claims you won't. Won't. Get rid of it. Got what you wanted. Ready to make something? That ain't bad. Clothes make you look unnaked. What an improvement! This thing can make it rain bullets. Uppity up up. You need more scrap to make that work. Good for protecting your privates. Hold on to that. Broke it down as far as you could. You'll come up with something better. Everything comes apart. There's so much more to see now. The perfect little cutter. Bet you could make something shiny out of that metal. Thankful that you and the Lotus tribe are different, for that's exactly what creates the dynamics called life. Says you should take it easy. Says you should stop back around to chat whenever you like. Hears those sleepers are still sawing wood. Flash the slash. All things end. Right in the face. Get out of here. Take this seriously, or it'll take you down. That's the top of a shaftiloo, a gigantic dig hole toxanol cut into the forest to pull things out of the earth. There's something there. Spronkers. Can't get it every time. Time to make something useful. Couldn't be better. Andy, keep focused on what you can do today. Tomorrow's already gone. Why, you made it to Hoofer. There's a living thing trader some. Let's see. Hopes your custom is worthwhile. Would cutting edge. Oops. That hurt him. Bang, bang. Shot. The world's towering over you. Back on your own 2 feet? Plastic scrap like that over there could be useful. Wouldn't want to be behind that. Says it's time to set the outpost free. Inflict as little damage as possible as you make your way through to the rival captain. Clarifies that rigging the odds in your favor in preparation of the takeover is one thing, but collateral damage is another. Here's the first line of defense. That's a bomb lobber. That hit the spot, wrecked it. A barrel shoot. Smack it to get a barrel out of it, then hit it toward the gate and blast it. That looks splody. Shoot it and watch it blow. Not too close, though. Kaboom! You're in. Keep going. Here's the second line of defense. It's smoldering already. Give it a good smack. Give it a good smack. Almost there. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger. He says you did a great job capturing the outpost. You're one step closer to ending the tribe war.
Can both?
Says you didn't have much of a choice. Says back in the old times, sludge just piped into your house. Now you must wait for a truck to bring your sludge to you, and theirs is late. They're desperate for their sludge. Could you figure out what happened to the sludge truck? Says sludge is the fuel they burn to power just about everything. Says the sludge truck usually comes from... Otherwise, they're going to run out of sludge. Seems choked up about it. But
à la titre de l'aide.
Ka-ching! A bargain. So bright out. Don't understand how you could do without this. You have a good eye for that stuff. More than a flesh wound. Switched off the lights. That's an old home, or what's left of it.